Now, this is hard to swallow, but it's a fact. Here are the words to key in on from your letter. Quote, the Department recognizes the essential need of the citizens of this state to obtain blah, 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 blah. This state is a corporate private state and is not the original state. The next is citizen of. Since a citizen belongs to the private corporate entity of this state, they can deny the rights reservation and demand just your signature. I once had a judge tell me and others that he could not give us what we wanted with reservations attached. He said it's impossible to give rights already granted. Of course, granted is a citizen's permission to do what the state allows.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an inherent right. So they're very clever in their terms used. It goes right over people's heads as to words and what they mean to them in their realm.
Well, you can understand why.
Something else, it isn't. It's what they say it is.
But I mean, you can understand why people would obviously be hoodwinked by this.
Yeah.
And
now, there's a case that I got, and I told him, and I can't recall it, and I have it buried away in tons of paper from 1933 that says in the caption, and it's a federal case, you can have your cake and eat it too with reference to the UCC 1207. And it was a federal case. Now, to understand, I've posted this about 50 times, and it was that under the 1933 War Powers Act, every state had to comport with the federal act and recognize every state that would be uniform throughout the country, and that was at the ATG Press. It is www.atgpress.com/inform/GOV046. That's 046, I don't know,
right.
.htm. And they click on that, and they'll go right in to see what the term is of this state, and this is what we found in the archives in Raleigh.
Well, I mean, again, with these lawyers, are they aware of the duality of the state?
No,
probably
a lot
not,
of them
right?
are just dumb as a bump on a log. But once you get above, you get into the Attorney General's office, they know. All the courts know. All the law professors know because they teach this crap. And the lower echelon are just dumb. They just like clerks. They told what to do, when to do it, told to shut up by the judge because he rules them in court, and he has to follow what the judge says, and he can't do it on his own. And if he does, he's disbarred.
Well, what chance does anybody really have in court?
None. Really. I mean, a lot of people say I'm a defeatist. No, I'm talking reality.
Yeah, okay.
I've been in the courts since 1980, actually 1976 when I won my first traffic case. But I've lost a lot, and I've won a few. And the big cases, you will never win on the big cases like Samankin and Schiff and all them. I mean, they ain't going to admit we're right. And kill the goose that lays the golden egg for them. So anything of major importance, property taxes, driver's licenses, income tax, and a few other, little things. The rest is mundane. You could probably win on them on a matter of the law and stuff like that. But the big ones, no. Once in your court, see, they have administrative law that runs the country, and administrative law actually are courts of the first instance, and once you go in and they have made a determination, the agency, and you can pull that up on an administrative law in an AmJur and pull that out, AmJur 1, and you can read the whole sorry details on administrative law and see how the country has been run since 1933 when Roosevelt took over and changed the whole structure of the government. And That's why the war powers. And this is where that site I just gave you on the myth and not patriot myth and not mythology. You know, it's no BS. It's the real meal deal, so-called, as a friend of mine says, on the internet, on the ATG press site. That I mean, the people, they can see it in black and white, and even the people that we showed to were so shocked that had we not had the material there, the actual archive documents, they wouldn't have believed this. And these are top researchers.
You know, did something take place in the early 30s?
Yeah,
under Roosevelt.
1933 to 1935 is when they really did everything and screwed the American people and made the two governments. And
the two governments would be what?
The state and this state. So anything with this state is the de facto corporation, and it's their own private little club that they set up based on what happened on March 9th. What they did, believe it or not, in North Carolina, an act to abolish the Corporation Commission and create the Office of Utilities Commissioner. That there is hereby created the Office of Utility Commissioner, who shall have general power and control of the public utility and the public service corporations of the state. They put it in there, the state. And such supervision as necessary of laws affecting companies, corporations, partnerships, and individuals. Now, right here is the individual that you'll find in tax law. The individual is a person. They're the same as corporations. All right? Now, what they did is they put the utility commissioner on top of all the powers, duties, and functions and responsibilities of any statute or law of the state. Now they say, of this state. What happened to the state? Heretofore conferred upon or vested or exercised by the corporate commissioner or any member thereof are hereby vested in the utilities commissioner. Guess what happened? The utilities commissioner is the governor of this state, and Governor Easley is the governor of the state.
Oh.
So what happened, because of the bankruptcy, they rolled over all the corporations, eliminated them, gave them new charters, and put them under this state, and took them out of the state.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what.
Am I giving you a headache?
Yeah, I had that like a long time ago, but I tell you what, it's worth it to get through this kind of thing, because everybody knows that we're being obfuscated out of our minds.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you talk to people that can't see this here directly. And, you know, you're a kook, you're a nutcase. I've been called all kinds of names. This rolls on my back now. It used to bother me before. I said, how can people be so stupid? And, you know, well, I know why. But anyway, if they were to go and pull this up and let them read it, well, we do have the document. I do have some documents here with me. We all put them away, and some of us kept what we kept, and we made a big copy of everything, and it took us like 2 days to make copies of everything that we got out with the seals on it, so they're actually documented seals. Of course, one of the guys is put in jail. He's been in jail now for 5 years. I think he'll get out in 2013, but because the Supreme Court just made some drastic decisions concerning the sentencing guidelines, this guy might get out in 18 months. But that's one of the reasons why he was put in there.
Right, exactly.
So, what they did, I mean, there is so much in here that the state treasurer shall be ex officio director of local government. All local governments are simple illusions and fictions. It says an act to transfer the state highway patrol from the highway department to the Department of Revenue. Now, how about that? All the state police and the state highway patrol in North Carolina are under the Department of Revenue. Why do you think they issue so many tickets?
Well, I tell you what, I mean, we're out of time. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you'll come back.
Oh, yeah.
I know, and thank you very much. Yeah, you've given me enough that, I'll be up a couple of nights.
Okay.
All right, you take care, brother, and we'll talk again.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night. Entity of this state. They can deny the rights reservation and demand just your signature. I once had a judge tell me and others that he could not give us what we wanted with reservations attached. He said it's impossible to give rights already granted. Of course, granted is a citizen's permission to do what the state allows.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an inherent right. So they're very clever in their terms used. Now, this is hard to swallow, but it's a fact. Here are the words to key in on from your letter. Quote, the department recognizes the essential need of the citizens of this state to obtain blah, 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 blah. This state is a corporate private state and is not the original state. The next is citizen of. Since a citizen belongs to the private corporate use, it goes right over people's heads as to words and what they mean to them in their realm.
Well, you can understand why.
Something else, it isn't. It's what they say it is.